I am going to try to work this one right here on this page. If it proves to be more than I can do, I will go to a sheet of paper, but I think I can make it work right here. Practice set 4. We are to find the greatest common factor, the GCF, for each set of these numbers. So 39. Let me zoom in a little so I can see. Let's list our factors. Do it this way. 1 times 39. 2 won't work. 3 times 13. And then the factors of 6. We have 1 times 6 and 2 times 3. So now let's look for common factors. If you need a line between there, you can do that. I'm just going to highlight mine. The 1 will always be common. Every number has a factor of 1. But we're not interested in that one. If it's only that one that we can find in common, it doesn't really have a common factor. It's just a 1. But this one, the greatest common factor is 3. Okay, number 2. I have a 24. So list those. It has quite a few. And then list your factors for 28. We have 1 and 28. We have 2 and 14. And then we have 4 and 7. And then mark your common ones. I'm not even going to mark the 1 because we know that all of them will have that one. Looks like the greatest common factor on this one is the 4. 40 and 10. You might know this one without doing it. I'll tell you the trick when we get done here. 3 won't work, 4 will, 5 will. And then your 10, you have 1 and 10, and then 2 and 5. So mark your common factors. A 2, a 5, and a 10. The greatest of those is the 10. I knew that to start with because I knew that this one is a factor of that one. And if that's the case, this one will be your greatest common factor. So you don't even have to list the factors if you know them. Now, please do not panic here. This is not as bad as it looks. 39, we're going to list our factors just like we always have. But this time we have 1V, so we're just going to write it down there. Then 30, we have 1 and 30, 2 and 15, 3 and 10, 5 and 6, and then we have a U and a V. Just write them down there. Look for your common ones. You have a 3, you have a V, that's in common. So your greatest common factor, don't overthink it, is a 3 and a V. We'll use that on another day, but for now, let's just learn to find the factors. Okay, this one looks scary as all get out, but it's not, I promise you. Let's go slowly. 35. We have 1 and 35. 3 won't work, 4 won't work, but we have 5 and 7. Then we have an n and another n, that's n squared, and an M. So just break them all apart. This is the composite that you're breaking down. Okay, so here's the 21. We've got a 1 and a 21, a 3 and a 7, an M and an M, and an N. Now let's look for common. We have 7, we have an N, and one M. You can't use them both unless they're in both composites. All right, so the greatest common factor is 7, M, N. Number 6, we have this 30 that we need to break down. So we have a 30, 2 and 15, 3 and 10, 5 and 6, and then we have 3 y's, y to the third. And then I have a 1 and a 20, a 2 and a 10, a 4 and a 5, and 2 y's in this one, y squared. Look for commonality. They both have a 2. They both have a 5. They both have a 10. They both have a y and another y. And that's all. We want the greatest common factor. So the biggest number is the 10. And then we have y. So we would write that as 10 y squared. $54 and 45. So no letters to worry about in this one. 54 divided by 2 at this hour, I'm not even going to try it. 27. I believe a 3 will work. I don't think a 4 will work. It won't. A 5, a 6 will. A 7, an 8, and a 9. Okay. And then the 45. We have 1 and 45. 3 and 15. 5 and 9. And then we're ready to find commons. So we have a 3. We have a 9. And that looks like all. So I'm going to say the greatest common factor is the 9. 25. You might be able to see this one without doing it. If not, it's okay. The greatest common one, in fact, the only common one, is that 5. Then 68. I have 1 and 68, 2 and 34. I believe that's all, but let's be sure. No, 4 and 17. Will 3 work? No. 5 won't, 6 won't, 7 won't, 8 won't, 9 won't, 10 won't, 11 won't, 12 won't, 13, 14, I don't think so. 15, 16, no. 17 were back there, so that's all of them. And then 34, we have 1 and 34, 2 and 17, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, that's all of them. Okay, so the greatest one is the 17, even though they both have, excuse me, no it isn't. The greatest is the 34. I would have missed that one. because I would have tried to do it in my head and I would have missed it. Okay, last but not least, we have 54 and 27. So 1 times 54, 2 times 27, right? 54 divided by 2, yep. 54 divided by 3 is 18. 54 divided by 4 won't work. 54 divided by 5 won't. 6 times 9. 7, 8. Okay, that's all on that one. So then we have 1 and 27. 3 and 9. So we have the 3, the 9, and the 27. The greatest of those is the 27. And I am going to stop this video, even though we're not finished with this set, but this is getting very long.